They said the exorcism worked, until the priest started acting strange. The air was thick with tension as the clock struck midnight, the witching hour when shadows stretch and the veil between worlds thins. In a small, dimly lit room, a young girl named Emily lay bound to her bed, her body contorted in unnatural ways. Her eyes, once bright and full of life, now glowed with an unsettling darkness, a void that seemed to swallow the very light around her. The whispers of the unseen filled the room, a cacophony of voices that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who dared to listen. Emily's family had tried everything. Doctors, therapists, even herbalists had come and gone, each one leaving behind a trail of confusion and despair. But nothing could explain the malevolence that had taken root within her. It was only when the local priest, Father Michael, was called in that hope flickered back to life. He had studied the ancient texts, had seen the signs before, and believed he could save her. As he entered the room, the temperature dropped, and a sense of foreboding enveloped him. He began the ritual, reciting prayers that had been whispered through generations, words meant to banish the darkness. But as he spoke, Emily's laughter echoed, a sound that was both childlike and terrifying. "You think you can save me?" she taunted, her voice layered with something sinister. "I'm already lost." The first night of the exorcism was a battle of wills. Father Michael, resolute and unwavering, pressed on, but the entity within Emily was cunning. It revealed secrets, dark truths about the priest's own life, twisting his faith into doubt. Each revelation chipped away at his resolve, and as the hours dragged on, he felt the weight of despair settle on his shoulders. On the second night, the atmosphere shifted. The walls seemed to pulse, breathing in sync with the girl's erratic movements. Father Michael, now weary and haunted, sensed that time was running out. He called upon the church for reinforcements, bringing in a team of experienced exorcists. They arrived with an arsenal of holy relics and fervent prayers, ready to confront the darkness that had ensnared Emily. But as they gathered, a chilling realization dawned upon them. The entity was not merely a demon, it was something far more insidious. It thrived on their fear, feeding off the very essence of their doubt. The more they fought, the stronger it became. The room, once a sanctuary, transformed into a battleground where hope and despair clashed violently. On the third night, the climax of the exorcism unfolded. The air crackled with energy as the priests united their voices, chanting in unison. Emily's body convulsed violently, her face a mask of torment. In that moment, Father Michael felt a surge of power, a connection to something divine. He believed he could finally break the hold of the darkness. But just as victory seemed within reach, a deafening silence fell. The chanting ceased, and the room was engulfed in an oppressive stillness. Emily's eyes locked onto Father Michael's, and for a fleeting moment, he saw not the girl he had come to save, but a reflection of his own fears, his own failures. The entity had turned the exorcism against him, revealing the cracks in his faith. In a final desperate attempt, Father Michael lunged forward, grasping a crucifix tightly in his hand. But the moment he touched Emily's forehead, a scream erupted from her lips, a sound so primal it shattered the very air around them. The force of it knocked him back, and as he fell, he realized the truth. The exorcism had failed. Days turned into weeks, and Emily was never seen again. The house stood empty, a hollow shell of what once was, the whispers of the past echoing through its walls. Father Michael, burdened by guilt, left the priesthood, haunted by the knowledge that some darkness cannot be vanquished. Years later, the house was demolished, but the stories lingered. Locals spoke of strange occurrences, of shadows flitting past windows and whispers carried on the wind. The truth remained buried beneath the rubble, a chilling reminder that some battles are never truly won. And as the sun sets, casting long shadows across the ground, one can't help but wonder, what if Emily is still out there waiting for the next soul to draw into her darkness?